Do you have any plans for the upcoming spring break for kids? Any events or programs for them?
We do. We have a wonderful partner, EOG Resources, that is helping us provide really fun activities for kids that are also STEM-based learning
Oh, that's
activities.
great.
So there'll be performances every day. There'll be one day that's a touch-a-truck. There'll be activities, dance, music performances, and then these STEM activities. So it'll just be a
Mhm.
blast.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Spotlight Houston, where we bring you the best of the people, places, and events in Houston. This week we traveled to downtown Houston to take a look at Discovery Green. We sat down with Susanne Theis and Kathryn Lott to learn more about this park. After the interview, we also have a short recap from our AI host, Gabby. This is episode 77. The original air date is Sunday, March 3rd, 2024. And now your host, Blanca Quesada.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Spotlight Houston. There's so many beautiful parks and places to go to here in Houston, and families can have a lot of fun and enjoy a lot of things and all for free. But there's one incredible green space in the middle of downtown that I know a lot of us are familiar with, and it's considered one of the most invaluable jewels that's located in the middle of the city, downtown. And I think it's great. There's always something happening that's different and entertaining every day. And it includes the weekends as well. So, and like I said, I think you all know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about Discovery Green. And here to tell us all about it today is Kathryn Lott and Susanne Theis. I hope I got it right, Suzanne. And she is the artist.
Theis. I'm
Theis.
going to speak
Theis.
for her.
Thank you,
Suzanne.
Kathryn. Kathryn is the president, and Susanne Theis is artistic director of the park. So, welcome to the show. Can't wait to hear all you have to say about it. First of all, let's start with the history of the park, because I'm sure that there were a lot of issues trying to get the park located downtown right in front of the convention center. So, can you tell me a little bit about the history?
Well, I think that there's a funny story here that's kind of anecdotal. Suzanne, I'll just chime in really quickly. Suzanne's been with the park since the very, very beginning. And fun fact to get us jumped off here is that Suzanne and I both interviewed for her job back in 2008. And she got it, thank goodness. And so she has led programmatically the park to the success that we get to enjoy today. And she's just a huge hero of mine. And I'm so honored to work with her. My understanding, Suzanne, and you're going to have to jump in and really explain this here because she's been obviously with the park for 15 years, is that the two fantastic trailblazing women that started our park, Maconda Brown and Nancy Kinder, it all started because they wanted to save some of Houston's oldest trees.
Yeah.
And so you see those trees that line up what we call our Brown Promenade. And it's
The
absolutely
beautiful oak trees that are there.
Mhm.
They're gorgeous.
It's true. And Suzanne can walk us through more of the history of it. But I think that what's really beautiful that she probably won't speak about for herself because she's so humble is that she has created a public art program centered around those trees that has become nationally renowned and is just something that is just the pride of Houston. And anyway, I will let her chime in with more historical facts.
Yeah. Well, you just mentioned that it was trailblazing women that came up with the idea for this park, like Maconda. Since March is Women's History Month, I think that they deserve a congratulations and deserve to be honored for what they've done for the city and for other organizations here in Houston. I got to meet her, and I always thought that she was an incredible woman. And so was her father. I mean, the George Brown
Yeah.
Convention Center is named after her dad. So,
Oh, yeah. We have a
yeah.
statue of him on our Brown Promenade. He's amazing. I mean, the Brown Theater at the Wortham Theater Center and
Yeah.
Brown
Yeah.
Brown everything everywhere. And I have to say that Nancy Kinder of the Kinder Foundation and Kinder Morgan
Right.
and all of these other incredible entities. Nancy's paved the way to really build an entire legacy on behalf of that foundation for public parks in Houston, Texas, in a way that we would never be possible without her generosity and without her tenacity and her passion. So
Yeah.
it was good coupling of those two
Yeah.
amazing women.
Yeah. And you too deserve to be congratulated because you're the president of this park.
Yeah, Guy Hagstead started us off, and then Barry Mandel took over for 13 years. And I have very big shoes to fill, but I'm really excited about being at the park and working alongside Susanne.
So, what are your plans for the park now? Do you have any ideas what it is you'd like to see at the park?
Well, by the time this airs, our event will have been one day old. Our brand, our brand new event. It's called Girls on the Green. Speaking of Women's History Month, and we will have self-defense classes, and we'll have life-size Barbie boxes for photo ops with lots of props and fun things. Women-owned businesses as a pop-up shopping experience. We have a fantastic panel of, game-changing women who have identified gaps in our society, and they've risen to the challenge of really bridging those gaps and finding answers. So we have a really powerful group of phenomenal females, but we'll also have sing-alongs, and then of course it'll culminate into the viewing of the Barbie movie. It will be an annual event, and we're really excited about celebrating the inaugural one here.
Yeah. Well, there's so many things that happen at the park. It's overwhelming sometimes to know what's going on because it's a lot. So, what
Well, it's a lot because Susanne Theis and her entire team at Discovery Green work tirelessly to program these things. And then, of course, we fundraise to make all of that happen. And then there's our marketing team that markets the heck out of them, and production and everyone who is involved. So, Susanne, how many events do we do annually? Remind me of the exact number.
Upwards of 400 events a year, and as many as 600 events.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow. A lot must happen behind the scenes to get all that done.
Right.
Wow.
And executive directors and presidents can say that their team is truly the best, but I think that those numbers in and of themselves just really prove that we're working with just the most incredible group of people.
Yeah. So what are some of the major issues that you have trying to put so many events together throughout the year?
Well, we live in Houston, Texas, and so the weather is one of them.
Yeah, I forgot about the weather.
Yeah.
Number one problem.
Yeah, we keep a constant eye on the weather. But really, there's so many fabulous ideas. I mean, one of our goals is to put Houston culture on display. And so there is so much in this vibrant city.
Yes.
It's trying to figure out what and how to present.
Yeah. Well, Susanne, you've been there for so long. So how have you seen the park change over the years?
Well, I remember when it was an idea that would make people feel people reacted very strongly. Like, how can that work? Who's going to go downtown? Nobody goes downtown to have fun. Who's going to go outside? Houstonians don't go outside. I remember even a very skeptical Chronicle cartoon. Like, what is this, grass? I mean, about Discovery Green.
Right.
So I remember that. And then I remember the crowds at the very beginning from day one coming because people were really hungry for a place where they could gather with their fellow Houstonians.
And that's exactly what it is. It's become a community center, basically, where everybody comes together. So it's a very culturally diverse park there. Discovery Green, you bring all kinds of entertainment and music and so many programs that happen there that are culturally diverse as well. And people love it.
People do really love it. Sometimes we have wondered whether they love it to death. So our operations crew has to work really hard to maintain the excellence of the facility, but we're all really committed to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Susanne, tell us how the park is divided.
The early design of the park was based on what people told the organization as it was coming together, what they told they wanted in a park. So there is a part of the park that is where the stage is located that's meant to be the gathering place. And then on the other side of the park, there's a set of gardens that's a quiet, reflective, contemplative space. There's a family part of the park that has the playground and the fountain where families gather. And then there are amenities like restaurants that people wanted to see. So we have the Grove and the Lake House, and then, of course, the lake itself. So it's divided into, if you will, outdoor rooms, and we try to activate them. In fact, we're very excited that we're going to be relaunching the Hagstedt putting green soon, that will be fun. And some of those private game spaces behind the Grove that people really don't know about. So we're going to be activating those.
And you also have incredible art. That's a permanent art at the Discovery Green.
We do. We have some beautiful works, one by a Texas artist, Margot Sawyer. There are two major pieces that people will know of hers in the park. One is a series of boxes that are in shades of red and hot colors.
Yes, beautiful.
And then the other in the blue, cool colors. And there's a incredible sculpture called Monument aux Fantômes by Jean Dubuffet that was given to the park by the Duncan family. We're very proud. That's one of a series that is also included at Millennium Park in Chicago. And then there are some two really wonderful pieces that are made by a man, Doug Hollis, who likes to work with natural phenomenon. So there's the listening vessels, two limestone vessels that you can sit 50 feet apart from the other, and your friend in the other one can whisper to you and you will hear. And that's just a wonderful phenomenon that we love watching people discover.
Yeah, that sounds like the Mayan ballparks where
That's
you
right.
can, they're miles apart and you can whisper to the person on the other side and they'll hear you.
That's right. And then there's a mist tree that sits in the middle of the Seraphim lawn that at times it can rain from the top or create mist. And that's to help people stay cool near the fountain, near the playground. As we all know, Houston's getting hotter. It seems like every year.
Yes, definitely. Do you have any plans for the upcoming spring break for kids? Any events or programs for them?
We do. We have a wonderful partner, EOG Resources, that is helping us provide really fun activities for kids that are also STEM-based learning activities.
Oh, that's great.
So there'll be performances every day. There'll be one day that's a touch-a-truck. There'll be activities, dance, music performances, and then these STEM activities. So it'll just be a blast. Spring break always brings thousands and thousands of kids to the park every day.
Yeah.
We have some big programs later in the spring. We have our big Earth Day on April 20th. That's a Green Mountain Energy sponsored Earth Day that will be really big this year. It coincides with a robotics convention at the George R. Brown, and there will be thousands and thousands of people having fun at Earth Day. And then we have a Thursday concert series in May, sponsored by UHD. And we have movies monthly throughout the spring and the summer. We have active programming all the way through, but we tend to dial back just a little bit in July and August because our lawns need a little bit of respite during the heat of the year.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. It's like, how do you keep it so beautiful and so clean and so green all the time?
That's right. One thing that I failed to mention that is really big, it also starts in Sundays in March. It's at Emancipation Park. It's called Jazzy Sundays. We produce these in partnership with our friends at Emancipation Park in March. In April, we'll be at Buffalo Bayou Park. And then in May, it'll come to Discovery Green. So these are Sunday afternoon, 5 to 7, free jazz concerts in the parks, some brilliant performers, and it's all presented by the Kinder Foundation, made possible by them.
Yeah, and are all these performers local or do they come from other states? other
There,
countries?
there are many of the performers have Houston roots if they don't live here now. And then there's a headliner for each of the series that may or may not be from Houston.
Mhm.
So we have TK Soul for the first one at Emancipation Park. But there are some brilliant performers.
Yeah,
And then all the opening acts are all local
yeah,
Houston jazz
yeah.
musicians.
And you also show some great movies.
We're starting off with Barbie, and that's very exciting. And we've got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie coming up. I forget, forgive me for this. I don't remember all the movies, but they're always fun. They're always family friendly, and they attract
Yeah.
thousands.
I think we just need to go into your website and look at all the programs and events that you have coming because, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's overwhelming the amount of programs and events that you have happening there. And yeah. And so then you have the other areas that are like major attractions, like the rink, which I always think it's fascinating that you can turn that into an ice skating rink and then dismantle it and it becomes a regular skating rink.
That's right. That is going on right now. The roller rink is. And we've added this year skating lessons
Oh,
by
great.
Daisies and Pancakes. That's on Tuesday nights. You can sign up for skating
I
lessons.
need to sign up.
Um, yeah, that'll be fun. And the rink goes on through the end of March. And then it will go back to being our boat basin and until it gets time to turn it again next fall
Mhm,
to the ice rink.
mhm. Who are some of the major people that you work with that brings in programs, not just for kids, but for adults as well?
Gosh, we work with so many partners. We work with so many partners. I'm just trying to think right now. We work with different licensees who come in and present events. One of them is Southern Smoke Foundation, which presents the food festival that will be in October. And that's really how we reconnected with Kathryn. She had been president of the Southern Smoke Foundation, which supports hospitality workers in crisis. So we were very proud to present this nationally renowned food festival at the park. That's just one of many partners that we work with, both private companies, company picnics, company fundraisers for nonprofit organizations, and then groups like the Korean Festival, which takes place in the fall in
And that's
Houston.
so beautiful.
Yes, so we'll have in March, we'll have a French Cultures Festival take
Ooh,
place.
wow.
Yeah, so it's just a wide range of partners that we work with to present their events at the park. And then we also work with other nonprofits, arts organizations. Later, Mercury Baroque this summer will be hosting a concert in the park. We're working with the Orange Show for the Art Car Sneak Peek,
Yeah, they have their
which will
parade,
be
right?
the 2 days before the
Yeah.
parade. So it's the first time that you can get a glimpse of all of the new art cars and the out of town visitors. But we work with many
That's
nonprofits.
because Susanne Theis started the Art Car Parade 25. What, you were the executive director of the Orange Show for 25 years? Is that right?
Wow.
Almost, yeah.
Wow, congratulations. You're an amazing woman. I don't know where you get all your energy from, but I want
Right.
some of
Well,
it. So and then there's the beautiful restaurant that's right there at the park as well.
We have
the
2
Glow.
restaurants.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have 2 restaurants on site. One is a fast casual concept
Yeah.
where you can just take the kids in and grab your chicken tenders and your burgers and your corn dogs. And then, of course, the Grove, which is Robert Del Grande's baby and legacy restaurant. And we're so fortunate to work with them. And they're constantly coming up with new ideas and just some of the most innovative people. And you should keep your eye out for some new and interesting, exciting changes at the Grove. I think we're gonna shake Houston up a little bit and remind them that the Grove is there and that they are truly one of the best restaurants in all of Houston.
Yes, I'm a witness to that because I've been there several times and the food is amazing. The place is amazing. It's just a gorgeous place and the food's delicious.
The food really is.
Yeah.
It's second.
I had forgotten about the other place with the corn dogs and
It's our little
Yeah, it's your
restaurant.
little yeah,
That also,
yeah,
but of course, his baby is his legacy restaurant.
yeah. I
Mhm.
had forgotten about that one, but they do have fun food there, especially for the
We're
kids.
actually We've been doing some really fun chef takeovers. So
Yeah.
we are bringing in a female chef to take over the lake house, but we'll continue to bring in chefs from around Houston, depending on what it is that we are presenting programmatically in order to complement everything that Suzanne's team creates at the park. And so that's something new. We weren't doing that before. And so because I came from food and beverage and working with founders Chris Shepard and Lindsay Brown at Southern Smoke Foundation, we're bringing some culinary delights and surprises to Discovery Green that haven't really been there before, and that's exciting.
Yeah, and if you haven't heard of Chris Shepard, he's amazing.
Mhm.
His food is so good.
Zumba is returning to Discovery Green on Wednesday nights. And so we have now 5 fitness classes a week.
I need
Again,
to go there.
Susanne Theis, I remember when Houston first found out that Discovery Green, this brand new space, was going to have yoga classes outside in the heat, and I was like, well, we got to all watch this.
Yeah.
And they show up at hundreds and hundreds of people will show up.
Yeah,
And
it's been very popular, very popular.
wild what she's been able to do.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier how many people attend the park. So do you expect more people this year?
Yeah, I think we do. I think we do expect, I mean, we always are consistently stay at about 2 million people, and it is certainly is loved
Mhm.
and used.
Yeah,
How
pre-pandemic, we had 2.1 million people. And then this year we are projected to be at 2.4 million people. And that number just is going to keep creeping up and creeping up, which is great. It's also great for people to know that we're actually a nonprofit and we're not a city park. And so if they can help us keep that park beautiful with any kind of donations or support, we would be so grateful. We promise to put it right back into the things that they enjoy.
other than the donations, how else can we support the Discovery Green Park?
I think supporting the restaurants that help support the park also is one other way.
Yeah.
In coming and attending events and supporting our sponsors that are so generously supporting our events.
Well, so I'm sure that you probably are going to have some amazing plans for the future. I mean, I don't know how you could possibly expand the park, but there probably are plans for expanding it. I don't know. Maybe sometime in the future.
Well, one program, one way that we are looking to expand is our art program. And by expanding, we're not necessarily going to do more, but we're going to involve more Houstonians. And I don't know, Kathryn, would you like to talk about Art Lab?
I would love for you to continue exactly the
Okay.
waves that you're on. Yes.
But Art Lab is a new program that since 2012, we have been presenting major art installations, often from around the world.
Yeah.
Mexico, France, Canada, even Israel. I mean, we've had art from all over the world. And we want to offer Houstonians a chance to view art from Houstonians. So we are starting a program that will offer 2 Houston artists a year the opportunity to work closely with artists who have made these large scale art works that are interactive and technology based so that they can get hands on experience and create art at that scale. So it's a new project for us and we're really excited about
Can't
it.
wait. Can't wait. And also, before we forget, the park is also ADA accessible, right? Which I love
It
it.
is.
I love that. That anybody can
It
come.
is. We're looking at developing some further programs to one, let people know that we're there and we're accessible, but also to have some customized programming around the audience that would like to come out and enjoy. And we already do that with our ice rink. It's really great. We have a day, or is it multiple days now, right, Suzanne?
It is. It's once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really something that's beloved by that community. And so we want to see what else we can come up with.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see because I love Discovery Green. Just love it. It's so peaceful there. Even though you have hundreds of people there, it feels peaceful. I don't know, to me anyway. It feels just somewhere to
Well, I
go and
have to say,
relax.
that's very much by design. I think that if people knew how much money and energy and focus went into making sure that the park remained secure, that it would probably be as jaw-dropping as it was for me when I first arrived. I had no idea. I had never run a green space before, and it is a huge. It takes a huge team and a huge amount of energy and a huge budget. And so I'm so glad that's what you get from Discovery Green, because all of that is by design. And we're so grateful that's the experience that you have with
Yeah.
us.
Well, I'm so grateful for the ladies that pushed to get this park developed.
Yeah,
And I mean, without them, it wouldn't exist. So
that's
I'm
right.
grateful to them and definitely honoring them this month and y'all too, because y'all have made a big difference at Discovery Green.
There have been a lot of wonderful, dedicated people to the park. And again,
Yes.
I'm riding on all their coattails right now. So I'm very comfortable saying that I got here 7 months ago. I'm not taking any credit. But Suzanne works very closely with the entire team to make sure that the
Yeah,
park
very
is
hard. I know she works very hard. But so what is your website address?
Discoverygreen.com.
Easy to remember. Just discoverygreen.com. And do you have a phone number where people can call and if they happen to have any questions?
That's an interesting question.
Maybe go to the website and see if there's a phone number.
Okay.
Don't be
There,
surprised.
Good
might,
idea, Kathryn.
yeah. I think we have a phone number, but I think the better way to reach us, because we get these messages and we answer them, there's a way to message us on our website.
Oh, okay.
And we get those messages, we answer them right away. And also, we're on every social media platform and we are really responsive. And we want people to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, Instagram, and anything else I'm
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
there's anything.
YouTube. But anyway,
That's right. YouTube.
yeah, anyway.
My mom messaged us today, and I was told about it immediately. So they just privately messaged to our folks that she loves Discovery Green, and so
Oh.
so sweet.
Well, it's been wonderful to have you guys here. I wish I had more time to continue talking to you because I have so many more questions to ask. But maybe you can come back next time and we can finish talking about other things happening at the park. And
We would
especially,
love to.
especially the oak trees, because those are beautiful. And I think that's what makes the park, the oak trees. And
We
I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
so thank you again for all the amazing work that you do at Discovery Green and for our community. And I know that hopefully more people will discover Discovery Green and they have a great time either by themselves or with their families and their kids. Everybody can have a great time. And of course, I would like to thank you all for joining me for this edition of Spotlight Houston. And if you have any comments, please send them my way. And if you have any story ideas, please let me know.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Spotlight Houston. We're so glad you joined us to uncover what's happening at Discovery Green. Don't miss the spring break fun from March 12th, packed with free, exciting activities for families. For more details, visit discoverygreen.com. Strap on your skates at the outdoor roller rink, available until March 31st with entry at $12, skates included. Check out special nights and discounts online. Catch free movies under the stars with Bank of America's Screen on the Green, featuring Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem on March 16th, and Wonka on May 25th, both at 7 p.m. Remember, no alcohol or glass, but snacks are welcome. Join Flee By Night on March 15th at 6 p.m. to explore local crafts and goods. And don't forget about the park's free, ongoing yoga sessions to unwind. Keep exploring, stay curious, and visit discoverygreen.com for more event info. See you next Sunday for more Houston highlights.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Spotlight Houston, a production of Story Zone Media.